That's right, we are back on the challenge. Seriously, it's about time I finally got back on this challenge, but hey, watching silent pictures really does a number on you. I really hope I don't get canceled just from the title of this movie. Foolish Wives. So Foolish Wives came out in 1922, and it's about this Russian man along with his two twin cousins, and they are living in Monte Carlo. And Monte Carlo is basically the Las Vegas of Europe. And there are a couple of con artists. Well, he's mostly the main con artist that likes to woo women and charm women out of their money. That type of ordeal. They finally get the news. You finally get the news that this husband and wife from America, basically he works in the government, and they are coming into Monte Carlo for business purposes, and they get this charming idea where they can separate this couple, where he can charm the wife and scam her out of her money because Americans. We're all rich, right? And also, what is with Russians and Americans just wanting to sleep with each other? I don't get it. We either want to kill each other or we want to sleep with each other. Movies. But anyway, as the movie goes on, it's really hard to really tell at the very beginning of this movie on really what's going on, because in my mind I kind of feel like either the footage is lost from history, or the writer, the one that's supposed to write the little scrawls to talk about what they are saying, may have fallen asleep in the very beginning, because in the very beginning of this movie, the main Russian guy, I cannot remember his name worth my soul right now, so I'm just gonna call him, I'm just gonna call him Michael Rosenbaum, because he looks like Michael Rosenbaum when he was Lex Luthor, with a little bit of hair, but there are some moments where he does look like Michael Rosenbaum, so I'm gonna just call him Mike. So in one scene in particular, Mike is talking to this one girl, and basically he's putting a little charm on there, and besides a couple of sentences, I really have no idea what that conversation was. It was just basically them silently talking back and forth, and I'm just sitting here going, what am I missing here? And it didn't get until the point where he finally meets the American wife for the very first time, where it looked like the writer of this movie finally woke up and did his job, and then finally I got to see where this movie is going. Now, in movies like this, you can really qualify it as sounds like a comedy or a drama or just all that. In my mind, it's actually kind of creepy, because in some moments it does look like that he's being a good friend. He's just being a gentleman, showing her around, all that type of stuff. But there is this one scene in particular where she is asleep on the bed and he's just standing over her with that blank stare on his face. And stuff like that is just creepy, dude. There are so many moments where I'm thinking, okay, where is your character going? You're either this guy who is just trying to get this money, or you are this creepy stalker guy that likes to watch women while they sleep. This guy is just a complete enigma for me. But I guess that's got to do with this whole entire scam that he is pulling off. He's pulling off the big gentleman, but in reality, he's this creepy weirdo that you really don't want around anyone, especially around kids. Hopefully not. Thank God I was not in the movie. But either way, there have been so many plot points in this movie where I just kind of deemed, why was this even here? Like, for example, he takes her for a walk in the woods, and then a storm happens, and they get separated and all such, and that's like 20 minutes out of the movie, and then they're just back to where they are, and I'm thinking, okay, this movie's like 2 hours and 40 minutes long. I realize that in this time period that they don't really care about time limits, but come on, there are certain scenes that you could cut out. But quite honestly, the movie could have been a whole lot longer, because from what I've been told, there is a lot of footage from this movie that is just gone from history. And in some scenes, it does look like it was cleaned up pretty well. Other scenes, it is noticeable. Like, for example, when they were in this casino and they're having a discussion with the husband and wife, whenever they're focused on the Russians and the wife, it's all perfect quality, but when they focus on the husband, it's all choppy and edited. It just looks absolutely awkward. So you can tell that they tried to save most of this footage. It's just, a lot of it is just probably lost in vain. But either way, I gotta say, once when the movie starts picking up, it really does start to pick up. It may take like a half hour to finally get this movie going, but as soon as the movie gets going, it's a pretty good movie. I would say it's a very enjoyable movie. Even though there are certain scenes that make me go, whoa, that's a little bit too much. I still would recommend I would still recommend watching this movie. I'm not saying watch it like right now or watch it again after you've seen it. I'm just saying this movie is worth watching at least once. So, Foolish Wives, and I don't know why it's called Foolish Wives. I guess they don't really care what they name movies in those days. So, have you seen it? What did you think of it? Whatever you thought, comment down below. Also, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and share my videos as much as possible so I can finally get monetized enough to challenge other reviewers to do the exact same challenge. And I'll see you in the next video.